Hi, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. This reading is for the astrological sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or anywhere in your birth chart that Leo might appear. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take just a second and invite you to subscribe and click that little bell so you'll be sure to be notified whenever I upload new content. And in the description box below, you'll find links to my social media, my Patreon, my PayPal, and links to some really cool things on Amazon I think you guys will like. Okay, so this reading is for March 2020. Keeping in mind, however, that all tarot readings are timeless. So whether you come upon this reading right after I upload, week, month, or even a year or two from now, if you feel drawn to watch it, then most likely you will find a message for you within the reading. And if you feel like the reading doesn't quite resonate with you, or resonate with you at all, take what does and disregard the rest. It's a generalized reading. This is why at the beginning of my intro, I always say Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, because if you know your other planetary placements, you can listen to those signs as well for additional messages. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this reading and ask our spirits, guides, and angels for any messages for Leo for the month of March 2020. Spirit, what love messages do you have for Leo for the month of March 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Leo for the month of March 2020? Spirit, what does Leo need to know regarding love for the month of March 2020? All right, let me get this in here a little more. Okay. Maybe one or two more times. I just want to make sure they're really good. Okay. Spirit, what love messages do you have for Leo for the month of March 2020? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and divide these into 3 stacks. Okay. And the card on the bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. Okay, so this reading is this card is the overall influence for this reading. And as we go through, I will tell you how this card's going to relate to the different cards that are in this reading. Now, the Page of Swords talks about communication that you're going to receive. It may or may not be something, most likely, it's going to be matter of fact and to the point. Cold and sharp, just like a sword. It doesn't necessarily mean that it would be bad news, but it means it's like a no-nonsense kind of thing. Something you really need to know about. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are new here, what I do is 4 columns. And in the first column, it represents you. Hold on. Represents you, which you have one that fell out, what you may have recently gone through, what's coming towards you, what's currently going on, what your situation is. The second reading, the second column is for your beloved, your intended, your twin flame, soulmate, a karmic partner, a divine counterpart, maybe somebody you just met, could be an ex that you still hold close in your heart that you wouldn't mind reconciling with. The third column has to do with our fears and anxieties. Okay, and in the fourth is the outcome. Now, I've just laid out 8 cards here, and I'm going to do this 2 more times. 4 columns, 8 cards. I'm going to do this 2 more times for a total of 24 cards. So by the time we get to the end of the reading, most likely we will have a pretty good story there. Now, the card that fell out was the 2 of Cups. I don't like to read jumpers, but a lot of my subscribers have asked me to, if they do, to show them and to go over the card with him. And the Two of Cups talks about reconciliations, a meeting of two minds, that give and take, a really great partnership that you could have with this person. So I'm going to set that up here with our Page of Swords. Move my little crystals and things over just a little bit. All right, so in the first column we have the Five of Swords and the King of Swords. So this tells me that you have just had it with something that's been going on in your love life. You are despite the fact that you may have feelings for this person, or because you're a very caring, loving, and sympathetic person, you allow yourself sometimes to stick around longer than maybe you should have, resulting in a lot of little back and forth and petty arguing and things like that that is going on. The King of Swords tells me that you are making the decision, you're putting your foot down, you're making the firm decision. You're using your head over your heart. It can seem a little cold to some people, maybe to the person that you're cutting out of your life, but it is absolutely the best thing for everyone involved, because this type of situation, from, you know, this Five of Swords here, it shows me that, you know, there's a lot of who's winning, who gets the last word in kind of thing. Who you're like vying for control. You know, in your outcome a minute ago, you got this Strength card, and you see she's got this lion by his jaws right there, and that's pretty much your stance in this. You know, this is your life. You have too much going on. You want control over this life, and you're not going to let anyone else interfere with that. Now, your partner has the Hermit as well as the Two of Pentacles, and they are viewing you as someone who is maybe a little uncaring, that you're completely overlooking their emotions and stuff. It's maybe because you've just had it, maybe because you just don't want to hear it anymore. So to them, it seems as if you are oblivious, that you're self-involved, that you that you're not affected by their emotions or feelings at all. This is the time for them to, as well as yourself, to reflect on the relationship and go over it and find the jewels in it that you can keep, and, you know, throw away the rest that was garbage. Take the lesson that was learned from this relationship, or you will just keep repeating the relationship. Could be a different person, different body, but it's going to be the same type factors that are going to keep coming in. So you really need to pay attention to what's going on. Excuse me, I'm just getting over the flu. Hang on one second. Hey, I'm so sorry about that. Like I said, I'm just recovering from the flu. I was in the bed for like 2-3 days, and today I feel great starting this afternoon. And guess what? I didn't want you to see me have that little coughing fit there. I guess that's all that's left of it. Okay, so of course you want to be able to move on. Use this lantern to basically, this is you trying to illuminate your way, to watch the path so that you don't repeat the same path. You don't repeat the same mistakes. You're very careful about where it is you're going to be stepping, okay? All right. In your obstacles and challenges, we have the Five of Pentacles and we have the Fool. So you are afraid that you are going to feel bad for this person, that they are going to play on your sympathy, to have you take them back in, that you're afraid that you'll be so overcome by emotion, and because you're an empath, you would just jump right back into this because they'll say the right things, or they know exactly which buttons to push to trigger you to feel sorry for them. And this is where they need to be. You need to, if you've made the decision that you have to put your boundaries around you, that you have to put this little protection shield around you to protect your heart, to protect your life, to protect your spiritual well-being, because there's only so much of this low vibrational energy that this person is bringing into your life at this moment. Okay, all right. And in the outcome, we have the Chariot as well as Strength. Okay, so definitely you need to get a grasp on the situation. As it is, you're ready to move on, but you don't feel like you're moving on because this person is still contacting you. They're still trying to manipulate you through guilt and different things like that, and it's causing you to have a little delay. You see this chariot rider has this canopy of stars around his head, and he is so anxious to go ahead and move forward. And these little guys right here, they're not running, they're sitting on the ground. This chariot is much like when you're ready to get in the car and go and you start your car up and it doesn't start. Well, I guess that's the same thing as a chariot. It's the same thing as you wanting to move on with your life. But it's just not happening. It's just, you're not getting the movement that you want. This is why you, Leo, need to step into your strength and take control of the situation, okay? Because obviously this person is having trouble leaving the situation. Not really sure what it is that they are so hung up on that they are staying there, except for the fact that you're just completely awesome. All right, so in your column, I have the Eight of Wands as well as the Two of Swords. In your partner's column, I have the Knight of Cups and the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Wands fell out just there. All right. In your obstacles and challenges, I have the Emperor, Justice, and right now the Hierophant is coming out at the same time. I don't know why they're all wanting to come out. Normally it's just two cards. So we have in the outcome the King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so when we get over to your column, with this Eight of Wands and this Two of Swords, it shows me that you are just absolutely tired of this. You're making a very quick decision. You're just cutting it completely clean. This is something that, you know, after you think about this and you have gone over it and over it and over it, the Two of Swords talks about making that decision. It talks about trying to have a truce, being able to leave the relationship with no hard feelings, because this person, for whatever reason, you chose to be with them, and at one time you loved them. You have received some type of value from this person, so you don't necessarily want them to be completely erased from your life. You just can't have them enmeshed in your life as your partner any longer, and you're making this decision really, really quickly. Now, the cards that we got for your partner, well, definitely they see you as the Queen of Wands. I always see the Queen of Wands as Leo, and this can be a man or a woman. It's just the energy that comes from the cards. Is no gender in the tarot. And we have the Four of Cups and the Page of Cups. So this Page of Cups, your partner can, I'm so sorry, is going to use the pretty words and all the things that you like and want and everybody else loves to hear. They know exactly what to say to you in order to manipulate you to get you back. This is, you know, they do see you as this Queen of Wands, someone who is sensual and playful and smart and adventurous. And if you're a female, maybe you're a little bit of a tomboy. You know, all these things combined in their eyes makes you the perfect woman for them. However, they are completely unsatisfied with the things that are going on. They may feel like, you know, you may feel intuitively, you should always listen to that. With them being bored, they may be actually looking outside of the relationship. They may be having communication with other people as well. And that's not really a super thing unless you're into that. Okay, so we have, wow, 3 major arcana that came out. We have Justice, the Emperor, and the Hierophant. Okay. All right. So These are your fears and anxieties. This is someone that you were absolutely, positively at one time thinking that they would be your life partner, your husband, your wife, your spouse, whatever. And that this person was going to offer stability and care and loyalty and wisdom to your life, that they would add value to you, that together the two of you would just be a couple that just rocks, absolutely. But the correct thing to do when you know that this is not working and you know that this person may have some issues, when you first meet somebody, of course, they're always on their best behavior and they're always fun. Everybody has about 6 weeks worth of really fun, good stuff they can do and show you and tell you about themselves and their favorite places they take you, and all of that's all fun and good, but then it all starts to repeat. There's no growth anymore. This is part of the mask that they wear to go from relationship to relationship because it works. They have these patterns that they use, and because it works, they'll use it on each person that they become involved with. This person really feels to me like, they actually did have some attachment to you, and they're just really not wanting to let go. And it's not a really great situation. It's causing you a lot of stress and a lot of discomfort mentally. So we have King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, you're gonna, after you have this, you have so many major arcanas in this reading, but you have the Strength card that you showed earlier, and you had your Chariot in your outcome column. So where you were wanting things to move forward and they're not, and you're having to use your strength in order to remove yourself emotionally or physically or residentially from this person, you're going to have to step up from that Queen of Swords a little bit to this Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords is more like probably what we should be seeing here. But you're going to have to step up to this King of Wands and be just a little bit of a prick, okay, in order to get this to happen. And eventually, when you are a person who maybe or may not be struggling, and this person is totally dependent on you for their emotional well-being, their physical well-being, their financial well-being, this is not a situation that you want to be in when you are struggling to make yourself and your home and your household run smoothly like a well-oiled machine. That most Leo's homes are like that. And you are constantly feeling as if you're having to hand out and hand out and hand out to this person. And it's causing you to fall behind on things that you need to take care of. So yeah, upgrade to a little bit of that King of Wands energy and just do it, okay? So in your column, we have the Eight of Swords as well as the Sun, okay? That's awesome. In your partner's column, we have the Moon and Death. Ooh. All right. In the in the obstacles and challenges, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And in your outcome, we have the Three of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Okay. Now, okay. All right, so as far as the Sun goes, of course, this is you, Leo, and you are leaving this relationship. You've made the decision. You've cut things off. You've made a clean break. And at the same time, where you are wanting to move forward, and this goes along with our Chariot that we had just a minute ago. I don't know where I put him. Here he is. Where you're ready to go, but it's not going anywhere. It's because you have... excuse me, you're kind of a prisoner of your own thoughts. You are thinking about what ifs. What if I never find someone else? What if, you're just worried about all the little things that would face you if you leave a relationship. And these things, they're not valid. They're not valid reasons. This Eight of Swords talks about an actual cage, a prison, or a mental prison, okay? So you are thinking about, these are all just thoughts and fears that are in your head that are keeping you from moving forward, because you really, really want this new growth and this new life that you are trying to build for yourself. You know, life's too short to be miserable or have to live in a household where the aura is so chaotic, where you have someone who maybe has been like a liar and a manipulator just a little bit, who has like mastered using people. Okay, so don't be afraid. See how loosely these blindfolds, this blindfold and these they look like rags or something tying her up. These ropes are tying her up. These little swords that are standing behind her, yeah, they're sharp, but they don't completely surround you. And yes, that's just a little puddle. It's not deep, deep water you got to cross. This would be very easy to get out of. I think that your partner, you know, once you see them for what they exactly are and everything, there's not going to be any reason to end this relationship. This relationship is completely over. It's dead. It is not, there are no reconciliation cards here, and there are no resurrection or judgment cards here where it shows that this relationship is going to rekindle. Definitely, they have revealed themselves to you and have shown you all of the shadow side of themselves, I guess you could say. All right, and y'all please excuse me. Like I said, I'm just getting over flu, so I keep having to pause and cough. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles as well as the Page of Cups. These are your fears and anxieties. So you're thinking about maybe someone from your past that you had a really emotional tie with, and you're considering reaching out to this person. If that is what you think you need to do, if this is an ex that you are still thoughtful with, or they can still touch your heart in a way, or this is somebody that you can confide in, then you most likely probably should do that. Now, the Pentacles tells me that it's an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, sorry. But it's definitely, you know, it's a thought, but you're thinking to yourself, should I do this? Should I not do this? Well, let me tell you about growth. If it's somebody that, you know, you've maintained a relationship with, and that, you know, they're always there for you and they can count on you, and it doesn't interfere with any other relationships that you have, then you might reach out to them. But I really don't see a romantic involvement with this going on, but it's simply somebody from your past that you feel like you can confide in. Now, in your outcome, we have the Nine of Cups as well as the Three of Wands. Okay, so this Nine of Cups tells me yes. Well, let's start with this three. Okay, this Three of Wands tells me you have left. You are enjoying yourself. You are looking forward to the future. You have prepared yourself mentally, physically. You have ended the situation. You have cut this person out of your life quick and clean. You are moving on and ready to move forward with your life. You have so much love and abundance, and are ready and willing to give this to someone in your life who can actually be beneficial to you and add to your life. I'm not talking about using somebody, but I'm talking about, you know, in a partnership, and you have two different people, but they're better together. That's the type of relationship that you're looking for. You need someone that aspires to be better, that they are inspired by you to achieve more and to do more and to reach more goals in their life. And you are wanting someone who does the same for you, that makes you feel the same way as far as the future goes. So Leo, that is your reading for March 2020, and I will see you guys back here in another week or so for your March mid-monthlies. And I just want to take a second and tell you guys thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, subscribes, comments. It means so much to me, and I want to thank the ones who have sorry, I want to thank everyone who has so very generously donated to my channel, and it means so much to me, and you guys just don't know. But I love you guys so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.